It's Putin who's always desperately wanted a one-on-one meeting with Donald Trump, so that he looks like he's at the same level of power as Trump. It's a perennial Russian quest to negotiate over the heads or behind the backs of smaller countries, especially in Eastern Europe. That's what the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was all about with Hitler, Stalin and Hitler. And this is what Putin wants to do again. That's the Russian way to feel powerful, like I'm at the same level as the United States, and then to be able to carve up the world, like after the Congress of Vienna of 1815, when the new concert of Europe among the monarchies of Europe was created. So it's Putin that desperately wanted this meeting. Originally, if you'll recall, when President Trump was talking about a meeting with President Putin, President Trump was talking about a trilateral meeting with President Zelensky. And then Steve Witkoff, President Trump's envoy, met with Putin in Moscow, and suddenly Zelensky's out of the picture. Trump has agreed to at least the format that Putin wants, to be able to carve up Ukraine without Ukraine being at the table. And so I think probably Trump agreed to do that, A, because Witkoff has a history of not understanding what was negotiated with Putin, because Witkoff often doesn't use an interpreter and doesn't speak Russian. So I think probably Witkoff came back to the White House and said, "Oh, Mr. President, Putin's such a great person. He loves you. You love him. We really we dealt them a blow in the South Caucasus. Let's throw them a bone and do this meeting on Ukraine the way they want." Hopefully, at least they had the strategic wisdom to realize that if Putin then tries to play games, as he seems to be trying at this meeting with Trump on Ukraine, well, then Trump can play hardball and say, "Look, we got this opening in the South Caucasus. Do you want us really to step that up and humiliate Russia even further and undermine you further? Or do you want to be more collaborative on Ukraine and agree to, hopefully, the unconditional ceasefire that European leaders yesterday, together with President Zelensky, urged President Trump to accept?" But this meeting is something that Putin desperately wants, and the bottom line is it de-isolates him, and is the first meeting by a Russian president on U.S. territory, and I don't know since when, since 2007 or so. It's a huge victory for Putin just to have this meeting. That's it.
So more of a victory for Putin than it is for Trump.
It's not a victory at all for Trump. Trump is taking flack massively for agreeing to this meeting. Trump doesn't need Vladimir Putin to elevate, the U.S.'s standing in the world. Putin desperately needs that because he's so isolated, and Russia is a pariah in so many parts of the world.